Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Fangirls Only. This week our special guest is Tazzie.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can
Hey,
hear
what's
you.
up?
Hello.
What's up?
So, before we start, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Talia. I go by Tazzie on the internet. I'm 22. I live in New York City, and I'm a musician and a filmmaker. Yeah.
Cool.
What are your guys' names? I know Vanessa.
I'm Kiana.
Kiana,
I'm
nice to
May.
meet you. May, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, we'll start off with the questions now. So, the first question is, do you have any tips on self-confidence?
Oh God. I think when I was like 19 or 20, I just realized that like you have to stop giving a fuck about like what can I curse? Sorry.
Yeah.
Have to stop giving a fuck about like what anyone says or thinks about you cuz like at the end of the day, it really is just like your life. Like you die like alone basically, so like live without regrets for yourself and like how you express yourself. Um, yeah. Also, like leaving a small town helps because like I grew up in Oklahoma, so yeah, I definitely was not as loud with my personality when I lived there.
Okay, the second one is who's your biggest inspiration?
Um, okay, so in terms of like filmmaking and like that part of my life, Greta Gerwig is like my greatest inspiration.
It's
But in
okay.
terms of music, Moses Sumney is like my everything. He's an incredible artist. His songwriting is like unmatched. He has such an interesting understanding of the craft, and like he's an incredible like fusion artist, and I would die for him. Love him.
The next question is, what is something you have learned about social media, like since you like?
Um, it is a motherfucker. um, yeah, it's just like I talk with my friends about this a lot, but it really like does something to your psyche constantly being judged by like people who you will never meet in your life. Like it's not normal for your face to be seen by like a million people. Most people will never get that in their entire lifetime. And it happens to people on the internet like 3 times a day. So it definitely like fucks with your brain about your perception of yourself. Um, and it definitely messes with your confidence, like what I was saying earlier, because it's even harder when you have like 3 times as many eyes judging you. But at the same time, I think it's um, taught me a lot about like relationships and balance in life. Because I don't know, it's weird having to treat like what's meant to be a casual way to keep up with your friends as like a business. Um, but that's just the age of the influencer. It's like the time we're living in.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song. um, that's like the worst question ever. It's so hard to answer. Let me look at my Spotify. What am I listening to right now? Something I've been listening to a lot is the new Silk Sonic track that just dropped, Skate. I love them. I love what they're doing. I love that they're bringing back disco. They're bringing back like Motown a little bit. I think that's what the industry really needs right now is like more like old music. Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of a similar question, but what song do you wish you wrote?
Um, Actually, it's just so funny. In high school, I literally made a playlist called "Things I Wish I Wrote." But now it would probably be literally anything by Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh,
She's that's a bae. Like I love her so much. She's unmatched. But like Phoebe Bridgers, or actually, if I had to pick one song, I'd probably pick "Sprained Ankle" by Julian Baker. Uh, it's gorgeous. It's like what's the lyric? There's a lyric where she says,
it's
"Sorry."
okay.
There's a lyric where she says, "I'm a marathon runner. My ankles were sprained," and like when I heard that for the first time, my heart just like ripped in half. I was like, "Shit, she gets it." But yeah, I love
Yeah.
Julian.
The next question is, do you have a favorite high school memory?
Oh God. Um, like yes. So Like, yes, of course I do. Probably, I don't know, like early high school, definitely, because when I was like 15, I spent 2 months in Europe with my oldest sister. And we went on like, I think it was like 140 miles, a hike on the northern coast of Spain. And that was like where I found myself, where like I decided I wanted to be like a musician, like for real, for real. But I don't really count like 15 years old as like high school. When I think of high school, I think of being like 17. But that part of my life, I don't know if there's like a specific memory. I just like love driving around in cars, like listening to music with my friends, which is like the number one thing I miss when like since I'm living in a city where I don't need a car. I also don't even have a
Yeah.
fucking license, so like I couldn't drive if I wanted. But yeah, I just like driving around listening to music loud as fuck with like the windows down.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's your dream place to travel to?
Um, good question. Japan is a big one. Just because I love anime and manga and like Japanese culture. Um, I've never been to the East. Um, and a lot, I mean, like I'm part Chinese, so like I've never even been to Asia, but I really want to like experience that part of the world because the culture is so different from like Western thought. And I think it's really interesting. But and I actually think I'm going there in the spring, which will be really exciting.
Oh,
But I also really want to go to Italy because I've been to a lot of Europe, but I haven't been to Italy, and kind of for the same reason. I really like going places that feel old and have like a lot of history.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Big time difference.
yeah.
Okay. People in the question box were asking, what's your inspiration behind your makeup looks and how do you come up with those?
Um, yeah, people ask me that a lot. It's a hard question to answer because I don't know. For a while, I was doing a series of like makeup looks based on my favorite songs. Um, but most of the time, it's kind of just like what I sit down and decide to do. Like, I don't use
Yeah.
reference photos a lot. Sometimes I'm inspired by like colors. Like, I'll decide like I want to wear a certain color one day and just be like, let me see what I can do with this color. Um, but in terms of like the style, I think probably like anime inspires the style of makeup I do a lot. Like I really like doing like the scars and like super exaggerated eyes, which reminds me a lot of that. But yeah, kind of just like my brain. I don't really like pull from any specific place.
Cool.
Yeah. The next question is what inspires your songwriting? That's also a question from the question box.
Cool. What inspires my songwriting? Um, this is a tough one. I don't know. I feel like it really can be anything. Like my favorite story is in high school. My best friend at the time and I we wrote a song about a jellyfish just because we thought it was funny. Um, and it's actually like one of my favorite songs I've written lyrically.
Wow.
But I mean the classic answer is like heartbreak. Um, something I actually struggle with a lot as an artist is writing happy songs because I feel like sadness and like darker emotions are so much easier to portray, especially in like a way that feels romantic to me. Um, like happy music, when I try and write it, it feels like I'm trying to be something I'm not. Not that I'm not happy. Like, I don't mean that at all. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's easier to use colorful words more with like sad emotions. So it's something I'm working through as an artist. But yeah, I don't know. My friends inspire me a lot. Um, my favorite artists. Yeah, I pull from a lot of different places, but definitely like just sitting alone in your room and seeing what comes to your mind, or in the shower. I write a lot of stuff in the shower. My phone has so much water damage from me like writing notes. Yeah. Dick, awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. It was great having you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. You guys are great.
Again,
Thank you for coming on. It was really fun.
Of course. It was nice to meet you guys. Have a great day.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Fangirls out.